Hey guys, my name is Jeremy and I'm here going over an interesting flow with you guys. It is basically going to be an RSS feed into generating an image, into generating a blog post, into generating some Pinterest titles, alt text, descriptions, all that kind of stuff, and then it's going to create a pin for you. And on top of that, it's going to create a WordPress post. And with the image, and I'll kind of go over why we're doing this and what is going on and what is the deal with Pinterest and kind of what is the purpose of all this, right? So, one, I want to go into something really quickly. I know this isn't the most optimized way to create SEO blog posts. I know that. So, you don't need to put that in the comments, right? There's better ways to create SEO content, and that number one way would be using Claude. And it would be using Claude to pull through a Google Sheet that you're creating product titles, not product titles, blog post titles, descriptions, all of that kind of stuff. So, um, this is kind of the dirty, quick way to do it. And on top of that, it works if you have an RSS feed that is relatable to what you are posting. So if you have a good RSS feed, this works. But if you need to really get really in depth with your SEO, you're going to have to put that extra leg of work in into creating a Google Sheet and feeding that into probably Claude is a little bit better than ChatGPT to kind of generate that SEO content, right? So let's get that out of the way. So why are we doing this? That is going to be the first thing that we're going to review and we're going to go over. Why are we doing creating a pin and also using that for WordPress? So I manage a bunch of different websites. I build automations for websites. We build the websites. We do a lot of SEO work. We do a lot of digital marketing work. We do a bunch of different. We're kind of a interesting full service agency that does a lot of different types of work for companies, right? And blog post is always key for content and it helps with SEO. We all know that, right? So what is Pinterest doing here? What is the purpose of Pinterest? So I've come across an interesting thing that I want to share to you guys, and you guys can start using this on your content. Pinterest is one of right now. It helps with SEO, and the reasoning is a little bit undefined right now, but it helps with SEO. Google might be taking, from what I understand, the pins because they're basically links back to your website. It might be taking them as an article on your website. Don't quote me on that, but it could be why it's beneficial for SEO. But on top of that, what I've realized from doing this, if you are a website that is doing e-commerce, if you are a website that is doing different types of, let's say you're a website that's doing fitness, if you're a website that's doing e-commerce, you're any kind of news website, anything where you just want to pull in traffic from across the world, right? Not where your traffic is really like niche to a city, but if you want to pull in lots of traffic from across the world, Pinterest is a great place to get an extra X amount of traffic. I don't have a number on it, but it's a great place to do that. And I'll kind of go over why. So Pinterest has about 450 million users going to their website a month. 450 million. That's a lot of people, right? So if you're able to get content that gets in front of people, so if you're doing, if you're selling t-shirts, right? You there is a way also to bring in your product, your product images, post those as pins very easily. And I think Pinterest connects to Shopify very easily also. So it might be able to do that automatically, but there you're going to get people on you're going to get people looking at your images and they can click on those images, they can go to your website very easily. So it's a great way to get extra traffic, and I'm going to kind of show you guys some proof behind that, and then we're going to go over the flow. So I've only been doing this for a couple days now, and I've been reading about it a lot. I read a lot of SEO content, and Pinterest has been kind of like a hot button topic lately about, this is boosting a lot of people's SEO, right? So this is a Pinterest board I created for the agency that I have, and it's only been up for a couple days, right? This has only been up for less than a week. So in less than a week, we've gotten 718 views. That's 718 people have been viewed our images, which is a good amount of people. And the titles for our images are very relatable to what we're doing. So, and I'll kind of go over how we're building the titles and everything in a bit, right? And if you click on some of the images, you realize that this all connects to our website. So, revolution construction, AI-powered automation, enhanced management for and sales. Like this is what we're doing at our company, right? So this pulls back directly to our website. So this is great. This is traffic to our website on people that are possibly interested in this stuff. So I'm going to be kind of showing how we build this out. And if you look over here, you can see how many views some of these have gotten. You can see how many clicks they've gotten. This has gotten 2 clicks, 1 click. This has only been up for a couple of days. Pinterest SEO supposedly takes, a couple months to really gain a following. So this is interesting. And I'm interested to see how this takes off, right? I'm interested to see what this actually can bring in for a website. And my website's a little bit niche, but we started doing this for another one of our clients. This is in the news sector for psychedelic news, right? They're more niche. They're more niche to like a very very small sector of people in investing, but investing in psychedelic stocks, right? So that would be like Cybin, different stocks like that. So if you go to Psychedelic Vantage, I'll show you their site kit really quickly, right? Um, so we just took over this website, just so you guys know. We have not been using this website. We have not been on this website for too long. It's been less than a week, so we're still kind of figuring out a lot of things. But one of the first things I did was we can look at their traffic, right? They had 470 visitors in the last month. Again, they're very niche, but this is room to grow by a lot. And they are growing. They've only been up for 2 months, so like they are growing. So there's a lot of room for growth. And you'll see these spikes, and these spikes are when they take their articles and post them on social media, like big topic articles, and you'll see these spikes happen on those days, right? And then you'll see a little spike here. So this is kind of when we took over, right? We took over June 9th. And you'll see this spike, and you'll see it kind of trended down today, but you'll see we gave a boost over here, right? Almost 100% boost. And you'll see their impressions. So they've had 1.6 thousand impressions in the last 28 days, right? This is Google search impressions. Since we started doing the Pinterest move, it's moved from a peak impressions at around 80, right? It peaked at 80. You'll see them trending way lower than 80 on most days. They're probably averaging 50, 60 impressions a day. The first we took over here, it moved to 72 and then to 141, and then it dropped a bit. And I'm interested to see how this goes for the next 2 weeks. But something is happening here, and I want to share it with you guys and kind of look. These aren't big numbers. We do a lot of other websites with way bigger numbers, but we're testing this out on some different websites, right? And we're testing it out on my website also. So what we'll do first is we'll kind of go through the flow. I'll go through all the prompts on the flow, what I'm putting in on my prompts, so you guys can use them for yourself, and kind of what I'm doing for these prompts and why I'm doing them. Because I have a little bit of a unique way that I do prompts that are probably different than what you'll see from other people, and it's because I actually am testing my stuff out every day and tweaking it. So these are prompts that are more, I would say actually usable, as opposed to prompts that are a little bit more, sometimes I see other creators and I'll use their prompts and I'm like, you need to tweak this a bunch. So this is what we'll start with, and I'll kind of go over everything in case you're new to Make and you're new to kind of all this stuff. I'll kind of go over all the different prompts, what an RSS feed is, all that kind of stuff. So first we'll start with an RSS feed. So what is an RSS feed? That's a good question that someone might have. So an RSS feed is basically you take a source that is posting articles, news, Twitter feed. It could be almost anything that's posting content, and you go to rss.app. You go to My Feeds. You can create an account. You get 10 feeds for free. So you can do a new feed. So right here you'll kind of see that you can take it from an Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. You can take this from anything, right? So you can go to someone's Instagram. Essentially, you can go to someone's Instagram, take their feed, and then redo their content if you really wanted to. But that's a little bit, it's a little bit, I don't know how cool that is, I would say. So let's just make a feed really quickly. I have a Google News search here for fitness, right? So this is, I searched fitness in Google News. You can take this link right here. You don't have to click anything. You could take this link, post it in here, generate, and it's going to generate you an RSS feed. So right here you'll see an RSS feed, and how you can tell if an RSS feed is good and it's enough content is if you look at the time. So this is a great feed. Obviously fitness is something that's happening a lot, so you're going to get a lot of posts from this, right? Because 1 hour, 3 hour, 3 hour, so that, you know, maybe 20 times a day there's a new article in this feed, which is great. So let's go back to the actual automation, right? So we have an RSS feed here. The RSS feed is going to connect to a ChatGPT completion, right? So I rename everything in Make, and I rename them for a reason. So because once you start tying them in to each other, I like to see the names as opposed to like going back individually. So it's important that if you are building flows out with a lot of different things, you put a name, and it's the way you rename is you just right click and do rename, and you see that here, right? So also one of the things I want to point out, yes, this is an expensive flow. You're using 7 different ChatGPT prompts, and they're all necessary, in my opinion. And I'll go over why these are all necessary and why it's in this order, meaning, you know, you could think that you want the Pinterest ones here, but there's a reason why everything's like this, and I'll go over it, right? So first we'll go into the blog title. So this is a create a chat completion, and the way you connect this to ChatGPT, sorry, give me 1 second, guys. The way you connect this to ChatGPT is you actually you have to get an API key from OpenAI.com, and once you get an OpenAI key, you're able to connect it. So this is the API key for my agency, right? So you put in the agency the OpenAI key. You connect it to your account. You do select a method, create a chat completion. You click your model. You can click a bunch of different models. I like to use GPT-4. You can use the turbo version. It doesn't really matter. So then you do your role as user, and this is my prompt, and I will show you guys how to create the prompt kind of for your own industry, right? So you're a blog writer, and your job is to turn the following news article into unique SEO optimized blog posts. So this is more for what I'm doing. What I would do here in the next paragraph is go over. So I have this here because the article is not always related to what I'm doing. So I have to give it a little bit of a push of like, this is an article that's a little bit outside of our niche. You need to work with this article and relate it to our needs, right? So if you have an article that's related to your niche exactly, you don't need to put that paragraph in. But I like to try some different stuff out. So I was like, maybe, you know, I couldn't find a feed that was exactly putting in the number of content I wanted. So I was like, let me try a different feed, see if ChatGPT can do something, right? So the next paragraph, this is where you go into what you guys are. So, you know, if you're a fitness blog or a fitness news website, you know, we are a fitness news website. We provide insight and information on, you know, different trending topics in the fitness industry, all that kind of stuff, right? So you give an explanation to ChatGPT on what you are, and then choose. So this is also an interesting piece of the prompt that I like to do. So if you are a fitness news website, right? Let's just give. We're going to stick to that example for the whole entire flow, right? If you're a fitness news website, you might know what keywords you want to hit on to get more people to come to your website. So if you just let ChatGPT to kind of run with the article, it's not going to give you the SEO that you really want. It's going to just generate fitness websites. It's just going to generate fitness articles. So you have to lead it down that path. But if you're going to go, hey, ChatGPT, make every title something about fitness and write the article always about fitness, your content's going to be a little stale. So what you can do is you can give it a couple different keywords. So if you're doing fitness, hey, name the article after something to do with weightlifting, something to do with running, something to do with, you know, you can give it 10 terms if you want. And then you can say, choose one of these. So all our key SEO terms we want to use, but only choose one so we are not predictable in how we write the title. So now ChatGPT is going to choose one of these, go to the article, relate it to the article, and make you a title. So that's kind of a little cheat code I use. So here's the title article. Here's the title of the article. You click on RSS feed title. Here's the URL. Based on the information above, please generate an SEO optimized article title. That's how you get the blog title. Image generation prompt. We'll go to the next one. Again, this is create a completion. ChatGPT 4 user. You are creating an image for the blog post. Here's the blog title. Connect it to the choices, message, content. That is your actual output from the ChatGPT. Please return a DALL-E image prompt to generate the image. This image generation prompt is necessary. And we'll go over why later, but it is necessary. You could theoretically go to just generate an image, but this is actually very necessary. So now we're going to do generate an image. So this is not a create a completion. This is generate an image. That is the module you'll be selecting. You do DALL-E 3, and this is so now you have your prompt. And I like to put this in there because, in my opinion, DALL-E creates pretty stale images, right? In an optimal way, I would love to use Midjourney for this, but right now the Midjourney API, one's really expensive, so I don't want to use it, and the other API takes crypto, and I just haven't had the chance to kind of make a wallet for crypto since I don't have any and pay for it. So I'm using DALL-E for right now, and I say make the image trippy and unique, and it just gives it a little bit of extra flair. You can do whatever you want. I would suggest doing something like that because otherwise your images, DALL-E just makes really stale images. So that's my opinion. Put some stuff in there, make the image. You're already paying for the image, and if you're going to post it on Pinterest, you might as well try and make it cool. That's my opinion, right? So now we're going to do, here's the size, here is the quality, style, vivid, the image response. You're always going to want to do image file. Don't do URL. Make sure to change that to image file. So now we're going to generate a post, and here's what I like to do for generating a post, right? So generate an article on this topic. You're going to click URL. So the URL comes from the RSS feed. Click URL. Here's the title of the article. You're going to go to the blog title, choices, message, content. That goes right here. And then we're going to go into the actual prompt. You're a blog writer, and your job is to turn the following news article into a unique SEO optimized blog post. So now we're going to go into exactly what we had in the blog title. This is going to be specific to your needs, right? This is a marketing specific article, so this is specific to what you are. So put that over there. Then focus on, so the next paragraph I have. This is where I want lead generation articles because that's a keyword that people will search into Google, right? Especially if you're maybe a roofer or something like that. Like, hey, how do I get lead generation for my business? So that's a keyword I want the articles to hit on. But if you're doing, if you're another blog, you want to talk about what keywords you want the article to hit on for SEO. So this is also important, the rest of this, and I have to scroll down a bit. Sorry, give me one sec. So this is all from testing to get my blog post looking clean. So make sure that you copy kind of exactly what I have. Otherwise, your blog posts, they won't come through cleanly. And I like to only use H2 and H3 headers in my blog post. H1 headers are not supposed to be in a blog post. So if you see people saying put H1 headers in a blog post, they're not supposed to be in a blog post. That's supposed to be the title of the blog. And I have this little thing over here because usually when ChatGPT will create an article, and if you post it to WordPress, for some reason it'll put some, because we're asking it to do HTML tags, and the beginning of ChatGPT's HTML tag doesn't read exactly well into WordPress, so that kind of takes that problem out. And if you just run this without this prompt, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about after maybe like 10 articles. You'll start seeing a weird beginning to your article. It'll say like quote HTML, and then it'll have like 2 or 3 enters, and then it'll have the blog article. So now we're going to go into the Pinterest title. So the Pinterest title we're going to do, this is, again, these are all necessary and they actually help WordPress also, and I'll show you guys why. But these are all necessary. But now you have to start thinking about why, and I'll explain why they're necessary, right? So the reason I didn't want to break this out into another flow to begin with, we know that this all costs money, right? The API costs money whenever we're using this. So if if we're already doing a DALL-E image, right, which we're doing, so I don't want to create another flow and do another trigger or something like that to go into the flow. I already have a DALL-E image. Let's post that to Pinterest, right? But you have to think, this is a completely different thing now, right? You can't just put the blog title as the image. That's not really describing your image that well. So how do we describe our image? How do we get a title for our image? How do we get a description for our image? How do we get alt text for our image? All necessary in Pinterest for SEO. So I know you have to think in terms of kind of what SEO you even want to hit on in Pinterest, because Google search is different than just an image search, right? So if you're an e-commerce company, you wouldn't want to put your blog title as your Pinterest image, right? That doesn't make sense. You would want something that, like, if people are searching t-shirts, right? If people are searching t-shirts, you would want that in your Pinterest title. You don't want your Pinterest title to be what your blog title is. So it's a little bit different. So the way I did it is you are posting pins to a Pinterest board to attract traffic to Pinterest, which will in turn bring large amounts of traffic to our website, right? One sec, let me scroll down. Because of this, you need to create an SEO title for this image. So what this is connecting to is now our image prompt. Because if you think about it, right, the image prompt is describing the image. So if I write into DALL-E, I want to see an image of a man sitting on a bench, it's going to generate an image based on that. So that's how we get the title, is we're taking the description of the image. You need to create an SEO title for this image. Now I'm telling it to hit on some keywords that I want it to hit on. So for my opinion, if you're going to search AI in Pinterest, automation in Pinterest, all these things that kind of relate to my business, but maybe leads, marketing, sales, all that stuff, then I want it to have those keywords in there. Those are different keywords than a Google search keywords. Those are keywords now that I think people would search for in Pinterest, seeing the stuff on Pinterest that I've seen. So it all depends on what your niche is, but you have to think a little bit differently for the Pinterest title and stuff. So always use AI. So I have always used AI or automation in the title because I want every image to have that. And that's just my personal preference. You guys can do whatever you want, right? Make the prompt quickly describe the image and have it using high value keywords. Again, this is just my. You can mess around with this and do it however you guys want. You can really get creative here with all this stuff. So no quotes around the title, because I found it was posting it with the quotes a lot. Less than 80 characters, because I think the title count should be 100, but sometimes ChatGPT goes over. So now we're good. That's the Pinterest title. So the Pinterest description, again, you are posting pins. So a Pinterest board. Because of this, you need to create an SEO description for this image. So I mean, how is it gonna? ChatGPT can't read an image, right? So we have to give it again the image prompt. So we're going to tell ChatGPT, here's the image prompt. Create an SEO description for that image prompt. And that's also why I have some of those weird descriptions in the generate an image, because I don't want that in my description for the image all the time. So now I have the same thing, stick to SEO, hit on these keywords, max 600 characters, no quotes. Don't put the character count in the response. I saw it sometimes doing that. Pinterest alt text, it's going to be similar to the Pinterest title. You're posting pins to a Pinterest board. Because of this, you need to create an SEO alt text for the image. So that's also, again, the description. I meant the prompt. Stick to SEO, hit on keywords, less than 80 characters. So now we're going to go and this is going to be our router. And we can go to Pinterest first. So Pinterest, you're going to have to just connect this by logging in. And once you log in, you're going to do create a pin. That's that is a module here. Create a pin. We're going to do content type image PNG. One other thing, yes, content type image PNG. And then you can map it if you want, the image response data. Yes, standard. So now here you're going to see your boards that you have on your account. Board section, I don't have board sections, but it'll give you a choice. Now we tie in all of those Pinterest prompts that we have. So we have the title, we have the description, and we have the alt text. Dominant color you can leave blank, and this you always put your website link. You can put it to your blog, but I mean ideally you want people to go to your website, right? And that's all we got to do here. So now we're going to do the router. We're going to do WordPress, create a media item to post it to WordPress, right? And there are some key things here, guys, that I've learned from doing this over and over again. You don't want to connect it directly to the file, and I'll explain why. The data, you want response image data, and then the file name. This is going to be interesting. The file name you want to use the Pinterest title, because if you don't do that, ChatGPT it always going to give you the file as output1.png, and when you save that to WordPress, it's going to overwrite the previous image all the time. It doesn't know how to not overwrite it. So we need to create a unique file name, and this is also good for SEO because Google looks at your images and looks at the names of your images to SEO your website. So if you have a good title, that's good for your image. Then we're going to use, so we're going to, again, if you have a good file name, that's good for your image. So for the title of the image, we have all this content, and this is all good for SEO. We're going to use the title. You're going to go to, this is the Pinterest title that we created. So it's right over here. Pinterest title, choices, message. That's that. The alt text, we're going to use the Pinterest alt text. We have it. Why not? Let's use it. And then description, we're going to use the actual blog title. That's what I use as a description. You guys can use the Pinterest description. You can use, I don't think the Pinterest description is good for SEO on your website though, because the Pinterest description is going to describe the image in terms of what the image is, when the blog title is going to be more SEO related to your website. And I'll show you what the Pinterest description looks like in a minute. Then we're going to create a post. So this is how we create a post. We're going to put the title from the second prompt that we created. It's all the way at the bottom, blog title, the content from the, and if I'm going too fast for anyone who's new to this stuff, I'm sorry, but you can always, it's the choices here are always under choices, message, content. You just click that and it goes in. So you click it, it's there. Post, we're going to use, so it's a post. I set mine to publish, but you guys can set it to drafts if you want, so you can like read it over before you post it. And then you have categories here. I put mine in uncategorized. I have the author, which is me, and then so this is how you make it a featured image. So you take the media item that we just created in WordPress and you tie it directly in right here. So now it knows that's the featured image. So yeah, I'm going to let this run. I'll be back in a second, and then I will show you guys the output. Alright guys, everything ran through, so let's go. As you can see, it all completed. It just takes a second since it's a long flow, right? So it's just a bunch of ChatGPT prompts, really. So let's go into what happened, right? So we go into Pinterest here, and so this is the Pinterest for the agency. If you go over here, you will see this is the image I created. Again, like I said, I like to make them a little bit weird, stands out more. Then here's the title. So it has AI in the title, and it kind of goes a little bit into what the article is, but not too much. And then here's the description, right? So this is a description of an image, right? Explore the fusion technology of sustainability. So witness futurism as drones and robotic arms revolutionize building processes, highlighting the convergence of AI, automation, construction. So it is giving a description now of the image, which is what we want, and which is key for SEO content on Pinterest. So that is exactly why we have those automations built out the way we do, right? So then if we go to, so now you can click to go to the website. We go to the website, and we go to post. So let's see how the post came through, and you can see the post came through really clean, right? There was no issues. It's all bolded correctly, and we have the image over there. So yeah, that's exactly how this flow works, and yeah, looking forward to sharing more with you guys. So thank you guys, and I hope you guys have a good day.